Hey,
Hey, Johnny Mac, what's up? What's up?
my God, you look good, man.
Thank you. You do too. Yeah. Cool. Cool.
We're
Uh,
preserved. Hey, it's a lot of years playing drums. I got to put in the headphones, man.
Go ahead.
1 second.
Get up.
It's a shame because my hair looks so good today.
Yeah,
But
it does.
there you are.
There you go. Hey,
My
man, what's up?
God.
What's
Oh,
going
when
on?
was the last time we seen each other?
5 years? 10 years?
It's over 10. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. I think you played a Rockeye show for me with Ted Pauly.
Oh man.
Yeah,
He's a blast, man. He's a blast. I had a great time that night. That guy's funny as hell.
oh yeah, he's a great guy too. Amazing singer, everything. Great stage presence, everything, man.
Yeah, that was a blast, man. So, my God, I came here to do a drum clinic
Right.
10 years ago,
Right.
and I never left.
Wow. Wow.
I've been in Italy for, I didn't even realize it. I saw like a Facebook memory. I'm like, has it been 10 years and my Italian is so bad still?
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, life is funny, man.
How's the food there?
Oh my God. Amazing. I'm learning to
Yeah.
cook. I mean, they don't trust me yet, but I'm learning, man. It's like
Right. Yeah.
religion over here.
Wow. Wow. So tell me a little bit about the Michael Romeo album, War of the Worlds Part Two.
Part two, I like it better than part one.
Oh yeah.
Um, what we did originally is we kind of did it like the Ozzy albums, the first Ozzy albums. They were done in one session. So
Right.
I went up to a place called San Marino.
Uh-huh.
It's a country in Italy. It's
Right.
actually a mountain that they call a country, but it's a beautiful place. And my friend Simone Milanone, he's an engineer. I was going to fly to New Jersey to do it with Mike, and I said I could do it here. I got a great engineer,
Right.
and so I brought the drums up there. We set up the kit, and the deal was I was going to record and at night send the tracks to Mike.
Right.
He approves them or gives his what he wants me to change, and we fix it in the morning.
Wow.
So he sent 20 songs, and
Wow.
we recorded about 18, and War of the Worlds 1 came out, and it came out great. But then Mike's always thinking, he's always writing new stuff. So he had ideas for new songs. So actually,
Right.
we kept about half of the first album, and I went back to the studio right
Right.
before COVID, and I did maybe like 6 or 7 more songs. And my wife picked me up to bring the
Right.
drums back. And she said, "Oh, have you heard of this COVID thing?" I said, "Of course." She said, "We got to go into lockdown because
Wow.
the place where I was a so-called red zone."
Right. Yeah.
So, as soon as I got back, it was like into this lockdown, even before Italy. So I was in the house for a long time, man. But put that all aside, I'm really happy with the album. I think it's better than part two. And even the sound, he
Right.
tweaked it differently. I'm really happy with it, man. Really happy.
You have a new recording studio too?
Yeah, fine. I should have did it 10 years ago, man.
Right.
Yeah, I was always making records. I mean, I've done so many albums, and people contact me and they want to hire me. But the problem is I always have to add on the rental of a studio. So
Oh yeah.
sometimes sometimes
Right.
they go for it, sometimes they disappear.
Right.
And not only for work, also for my own thing. Like video is so important right now. So
Right.
finally, I took everything I've been, pretty much. I just put as much as I could put aside every year,
Right.
and I bought equipment, and I finally did it, man. So I'm going to be like advertising it in a month or so. I'm trying to make it look good. Right now, it's a mess, but it sounds great.
So you have a name to the studio?
It's called Studio Mac 9000.
Cool. Cool.
It's
Cool.
why? It's
Tell me.
because on the first Romeo album, I was getting the reviews, and in the beginning, I was getting pissed off. I'm like, "Oh, great guitar, great bass, great vocal." I'm like, "What did I play?" Like, then one guy said, "I don't know why John Macaluso was credited on this." He
Right.
says, I'm a big fan of Arc, but obviously it's a drum machine."
Right. What?
And I said, "Yeah," and I flipped and I wrote the guy. Now I'm his great friend. That's the crazy thing.
Wow.
I was
Wow.
like, what are you crazy? And he said, but it's impossible. I said, my whole life I worked to play like that. I'm telling you. So
Right.
it wasn't only him. So
Right,
I kind of made a joke out of it. Like we made, like, me and this guy, we started to he said, well, then I'm gonna call you the Human Machine. I said, even better, like an old 80s drum machine. We'll call it the Mac 9000.
wow.
So I kind of used a joke, and it's going to be the name of my studio, Studio Mac 9000.
Yeah, I was reading comments and stuff like that about you drumming on this, and almost everybody said it was phenomenal.
Well, the new one, for some reason, maybe they saw how I freaked out, so nobody's called. No,
Right.
but this one does have a little more crack to it.
Right,
It has
yeah.
a little, a little more, So yeah, so that's how I got the studio name. But also, Romeo gave me a drum solo like Malmsteen did on Alchemy. At the end, we got the Alien Death Ray, the last
Right, yeah.
bonus track. Yeah, so I'm happy with that, man.
Matter of fact, the one comment that was about that song,
Yeah, yeah.
That's pretty cool. Tell me a little bit. You got a new book coming out, huh?
Yeah, it's not really new. It's about 20 years old, but
Wow.
I've been writing. Okay, something I do, and not a lot of the metal or prog guys do. They do
Right.
now. It actually came from a guy named Sonny Emery. I saw open up for Terry Bozzio when I was living in California years ago, and
Right.
he's kind of like a R&B gospel type drummer, phenomenal drummer,
Right.
and he was doing this thing they call linear drumming, where nothing
Uh-huh.
is connected.
Right.
So if you're playing We Will Rock You, dum, dum, da, dum, dum, da. In between, you
Right.
can fill in the space. Da, and now I could play bells, da, 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 toms. I could make melodies. I could actually
Right,
make
yeah.
music. And then
Wow.
you got four limbs. You can
Uh-huh.
use your left foot, right hand, left hand. So the advantage, you could actually play, like I said, melodies. You could follow the guitar.
Uh-huh.
And on Romeo albums, I used a lot of it. But anyway, the whole book is based on that, linear drumming. And
Wow.
I do drum and bass style, I do metal, I do funk. So each chapter, I do world rhythms. Each chapter is a different way you could do linear drumming. And I started it years ago, and it's like with the solo album. I'm like, I'm done.
Right.
No, I want to do it again. I want to do this again. I want to do this again. Finally, I'm done. I got a guy who's actually doing all the transcriptions. Now I send him my my transcriptions written out on like a
Right.
napkin,
Oh, yeah, wow.
and
Yeah.
and so he's putting it together. I got the artwork done. So I'm working on a good publishing deal. I'm going to
Uh-huh.
try to do it right, because I don't have the time to be on the internet doing all the promotion.
Right,
And
yeah.
hopefully it comes out soon enough. It's called United Sounds of Separation, meaning everything's separated, but together it's united, and you're actually making music on a drum kit,
Wow. Wow. Wow.
So with the Romeo thing, I mean, it's a cool story, like the way Romeo makes the records. Because
Right.
I'm over in Italy. He said, listen, he's a good programmer. He programs the idea like a real drummer. Malmsteen used to have this like 30-second note triplet double bass button, and he would send me the demo and just be play that.
Wow.
Yeah. But Romeo really knows how to program. He says, I wrote it with you in mind. Just do what you want, but try to follow my kick pattern.
Right, yeah.
He says between, you could do your linear stuff, you could do whatever you want. Just try to keep the kick kind of similar. So it's perfect because I kept most of his kicks, and between, sometimes I actually followed him melodically with the bells.
Right.
So the linear thing you could really hear on part 2, the War of the Worlds album,
You have any other new projects in the works?
Yeah, I mean, I got the book, the studio, got a new website, finally, up with the times, and johnmacaluso.com. I'm doing online lessons finally, because I had when I came here, all my students are like, when are you coming back, man?
Right,
I said, I don't know, I like it here. So I'm doing a lot of lessons with my old students in New York, some people from like Australia, like people from around the world. So anybody interested in online lessons, I do it on Skype. And johnmacaluso.com. On there, I got a lot of old photos. I got new videos. Like everything's on there. Everything's on there, so you can check it out. Other stuff going on, the book, the lessons, the website. Oh, I'm going to be touring with Jennifer Batten.
I read that. Yeah.
Oh, she's the best, man. She's so funny and just an amazing guitar player, one of the best in the world. So in November, we're going to be doing a tour as a trio.
Right.
And the singer is also playing bass. I met him when I was touring with Ron Thal and Uli. I was double gigging, Uli John Roth and Ron Thal, and he was singing. He was singing for Uli and playing guitar.
Wow.
So he's going to be rocking on the bass and singing. Me and Jennifer, and it's going to be great, man. November. It's in Europe. I'd love to go back to the States with her, but nothing planned right now.
Right. Is there any artist or band that you had to turn down because you had other stuff to do that you're kind of disappointed that you didn't do it?
Let me see. Oh, I'm still talking about ARC. I was the one that kind of carried the flag for ARC and tried to really push it. And I just think we're three of the stupidest people on the planet, because if we put everything aside behind the scenes, we could have really been something, I think, because ARC was a rock band. I mean, they but labeled as prog, but really, like Joe Turner said, it was like AC/DC playing prog, and we had songs, but the third album's not going to happen. But there is some ARC news. Unfortunately, I got to keep it a secret. It's not a third album. We're not getting back together, but there's some big ARC news that probably going to be announced in the next couple of months, and I'm really excited about it, But as far as I wish Pete Townsend would have called.
Right. That would have been nice, huh?
I think you got to be English. Maybe that's a requirement. I'm American. They're not calling. My mother's always saying, "Why doesn't Paul McCartney call you? Stop playing the heavy metal. You're gonna hurt your shoulders. Play some nice Italian songs."
Wow.
How you been, man?
I've been good. I've been very good. Doing a lot of stuff, working all the time, just like you, and taking care of the family, and taking care of my son, which is a main thing for me. But what do you miss about the United States that you're over in Italy now?
Gigs, man. There's something about an American audience. I mean, European audience, they listen. They really listen, and that's cool. There's something about I grew up in America. Dirty rock bars, your feet are sticking to the floor from the beer, sweat, spit. There's something gritty. Not only about the audience, but playing with the American musicians. I'm not insulting European musicians; they're great. Right. But the Italians are like, we invented lasagna, but I'm like, we invented rock and roll. There's something that I really miss, that dirt, and I miss it in the musicians. I miss it in the gigs. I don't know. I can't describe it. Maybe I'm just used to it. It's like pizza in New York as opposed to pizza here,
Right, yeah, definitely.
But I want to come back and play more. I'm going to be back in July. Maybe I see you. I'm going to visit my father. He's turning 90.
Wow.
I can't believe it. Yeah, so I'm going to visit.
That's
so,
great.
Maybe we get together.
Okay, yeah. When you toured with Yngwie and stuff like that, or played with him, when he went out on tour or whatever in the studio, what were some of the favorite things that food-wise that you would want during that era?
Wait, one more time, Brian. Sorry.
Like when you went with Yngwie, okay, was there any special foods like you wanted in the studio, or like kind of like a tour rider type thing?
Yeah, did you say foods?
Yeah.
Foods.
Yeah.
Like mangiare.
Yeah.
Well, Yngwie's favorite thing,
right?
He would say we were in a rehearsal studio, and we were there for about 8 hours a day.
Right.
And the main thing you would do is, as soon as you went in, you would give your beer order.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you had to give your beer order, and he had the drum tech would go out and get all the beer, and all the beer would come. I can't drink and play, so I pretty much had to hang out for 8 hours and listen to stories, because you don't really jam. You jam at the end. At the end is when you really get together, when he realizes we haven't done anything, so we got to play some songs. So you
Right,
play
yeah.
you play some Deep Purple and you go home.
Right.
You learn the songs on stage. I wonder
Right,
if
yeah.
that's planned because it's pretty brilliant. But
Right, yeah.
yeah. So he orders chili cheese burritos, and he always says from Taco Bell, and he would say let's get some pepperoni pizza,
Uh-huh.
burnt, extra burnt. So he would order the food. And the
Right.
pizza would come, and it was like shoe leather on top of the pizza. He would the pepperoni was always burnt. Like, hey,
Wow.
thanks, Ingray.
Yeah. Wow.
But
Wow.
I haven't seen him in a while, man. It looks like he lost a lot of weight.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's out on tour right now. Matter of fact, I think he's playing around here coming up in the next month.
Are you gonna go?
I think so. Maybe, if I could get off work, I'll go.
Say hello if you see him, man.
Okay. Yeah, no
You
problem.
know?
No problem.
Say hello. I mean, I personally think if we ever did an album again, I know he does everything by himself,
Right.
but if we did an album, me and him, he could play everything else.
Right.
Go back to like the first album, some
Right.
instrumental, and just kill it.
Right.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Right,
I mean,
yeah.
that would be a brilliant thing. I don't think it'll ever happen, but I think that's one thing I gotta say I would like to do. Just me and him going for it.
Right. Right. Right.
You know?
So what's a typical day for you over in Italy now? Do you stay in the studio all day, or what do you do?
Yeah, I mean, I got my studio is about 7 miles away, so I walk every day.
Right.
You know, I walk to the studio. I practice about 2 hours, and then I record, or I work on the book. So I do about 4 or 5 hours in the studio and walk back.
Right.
And pretty much it's like my routine. I take 1 day off a week or 2 days off a week, and that's pretty much it, man. You know, trying to get myself together. I turned 54. You know, no drinking, no drinking, no smoking, just and I feel good, man. I'm not bored. I'm happy.
Right. Did you ever think about maybe like a solo album for yourself coming up?
This is Mooney, Brian.
Ooh.
He's the
Nice.
baby.
Oh yeah, I saw the picture on the Facebook.
Yeah, Mooney.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
got a lot of pets.
Yeah.
Another solo album.
Yeah.
It's so weird, man, because I was thinking about it, and then I'm like, should I do a solo album or should I make a band album?
Right.
And that's the thing right now. Since I got the studio, I'm like, wait a minute, I could go record tomorrow. You know? So
Right.
I got some of my favorite musicians in mind, and I'm thinking band album or solo album. And that's kind of just last week I said, okay, I got to do this again, man, because life goes by quick, and I'm recording records, but I want to make my music again, besides other people's, So I'm thinking, I think a band album might be better, but really make it a band, like make it where you don't put 60 tracks of takes. I want to do something maybe we could do live, obviously.
Right.
I've been talking to Steve DiGiorgio a little bit about doing something. He's phenomenal.
Right.
And some other guys. So I don't know if that's going to be it, but it's always the singer, which is the big pain to get get the right singer. But I got some people in mind, man.
Right. Yeah. Wow.
You know?
So who do you have in mind?
I'll tell you. I'm gonna a personal message yet.
Okay. Okay, that's cool. I know. Wow.
Yeah, man. It's good though. Things are good. What else is going on? No, just the book is the main thing right now. I want to kill it, get it out, and also I want to start doing clinics again, because the COVID thing really. The reason I came here was actually to start ARC again.
Right.
I went to Sweden, where Tora was living. We broke up again. But it was like I sold my car, I left my apartment. I'm like, I'm not going back to New York right now.
Right.
So a friend of mine said, come to Italy. So I came here to do clinics. That's how I was making my living. Take my drum pedals, my sticks, and I would go on a train, different cities, do clinics.
Right.
So the good thing about the book is I think things are opening up now where clinics will start again. And just go around doing clinics. And so it's pretty much like the book, the studio, and the solo album or the album. I've been writing a lot of lyrics, man, because I was stuck in here for months in the COVID thing. My flam's a killer. I was practicing on the drum pad every day. But I wrote a lot of lyrics when I was here. So the lyrics are there. I might do a different take on the whole album. Like with my solo album, I did drums first with arrangements in mind. And then I actually traveled around and worked with great musicians to make me sound good. This is different. I got the lyrics first, so maybe I could write the music around stories. Not really concept, but each song could have a different vibe, and because the lyrics are all done. It's a different concept. I never did it that way, you know?
Cool. You have any endorsements?
Endorsements, I'm looking for a new drum endorsement. And there's a there's a company that I'm gonna check out now. I was thinking of contacting for drums, but as far as cymbals, Heisty, and then Sticks, Promark, and Heads, Evans. Evans and Promark are just, you know, a killer. But a drum endorsement. Over here in Italy, a company contacted me when I was with Uli and Ron, and they wanted to do a signature drum set for me, and they were gonna market it. And it was like a dream, one of those dreams come true. So they called it the Formula One Macaluso series.
Cool, excellent.
No, but it didn't happen. Well,
it might happen.
They made it, and it's a brilliant drum set. Of course, orange like most of my kits because of the Keith Moon influence. And you know, they were going to market it, and I started to do clinics. And then they put like Chinese drum sets on the stage with me, and they were like, "Hey, man, could you also play those kits in the clinic?" So for a couple of clinics, I did, and then I'm wondering, why are they always on stage? They were kind of using it to market the lower level stuff. So I had to abort the mission. But looking for a new drum company. I want to get something really like I want something that sounds great. It's not really like, you know, what promo you're going to do for me. I just want something that sounds killer, you know?
So how can people get in contact with you?
My website, johnmacaluso.com, there's a contact thing. And if you want me to do a session, like now, like I say, studio cost, boom. And I do all styles of music, as you know. I counted my records. I've done over 200 now.
Wow.
So the funny thing is, well, I'll talk to you about it in a second, but you can contact me for sessions, online lessons, or anything you want, you know, interviews. I'm doing a lot of interviews and podcast things now because the Romeo album's out. And contact me. I'm here. Yeah, but with the records now, I was trying to compile everything when I was doing a website. But a lot of the stuff I did, I was like a ghost drummer, like on a Power Mad record. You know, they put my name is like under thank you, Ray's Pizza. Oh, John Macaluso drums. But it was before the internet, so a lot of stuff that I can't find the album covers I found about 200, man. So I'm pretty psyched about that.
That's really cool.
Oh,
John, it was great talking to you, and always great talking to you. Always.
You too, man. Hey, you still in Jersey?
Yeah, still in Jersey.
Where are you?
I'm in Woodbridge.
Oh, okay.
It's not that far out of New York City, maybe a half hour.
All right.
So
when I come back, I'll be in Long Island, but I'm going to borrow my parents' car.
Oh, cool.
Maybe Excellent. I'll come see you, or we'll see a show or something, man.
Okay, cool. Sounds great, man. You know.
So I appreciate this, man. Thank you so much for the support. You've always been there.
Cool. Hey, you want to say anything to the fans out there?
Just thank you so much for listening. I appreciate it. I'm still doing it. Thank God. And thanks for keeping me out of a real job because I wake up way too late.
Thanks a lot, Johnny. Talk to you later, man.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.